Hello everyone, this is Everything Horror. We love to talk about everything horror. And in today's video, we are going to be reviewing one of the strangest films I have seen all year. This is a wild one. We are going to be reviewing Old. This is directed by M. Night Shyamalan, who based this off the graphic novel Sandcastles. This is about a group of families who decide to lay out in a secluded beach, and they realize that something on the beach is making them age rapidly. And that is when the horror begins. So you guys, I've always been a fan of M. Night. I'm not an M. Night fanboy. You know, I can say that he has made some pretty shit movies. But I've always had this attraction to his directing. One of my favorite films that he produced was Devil. And I always wondered what was ever going to happen with the whole Night Chronicles thing. And unfortunately, I think that's pretty much dead. But a lot of people look down upon M. Night for a bit because of films like Happening, Lady in the Water. He started coming out with some duds. A lot of people thought it was a nail in the coffin with The Last Airbender. But and then he came out with The Visit, and it had this weird type of charm to it. And that's what I could best describe this film as. It has this weird type of charm to it. The dialogue is strange. The way he has some of the actors portray their characters is strange. You just feel totally off kilter when going into this film. And judging by M. Night's past, that's just how he has his movies done. If you look back at Signs, very strange scenes in that movie as well. But does it work in this movie? Kind of did for me. There are some crazy ass sequences in this film. Some of the things you can see in the trailer. You know, young girl grows up rapidly and ends up pregnant. There's another wild thing where this woman has a calcium deficiency and some weird stuff. I think he did a really good job on coming up with some weird things he can implement into this insidious situation. Some of the acting is just so strange. Like, there's a scene in this movie where it's pretty much almost like an exposition dump. But these people, they don't know what's going on, you know? These are just theories that they're throwing out there. And the way it's all put together and portrayed in this scene is just pretty hilarious. Now, one of my biggest gripes with this film is the rating. There are multiple scenes in this film that I feel like definitely could have been helped out with the R rating. And maybe they were going to make it an R, but the studio decided to make it PG-13 and make it easily accessible. There's a scene that's super zoomed in, and I feel like maybe the scene actually played out how it was supposed to be, but since they were going for that PG-13 rating, they decided to take a creative choice and zoom all the way in so you don't really see the actions that are going on there. And then there's just some things that don't really make sense. Like, they come up with an explanation for it, but I don't know, I would still think that if you're growing old, you would see these other things going on as well. Like hair growth, nail growth, things of that nature. M. Night does a pretty good job with some scares. Again, the calcium deficient lady. They do some crazy things with these medical histories that these characters have. Thus, we get into these pretty gruesome and weird situations. But the revelation of what's really going on here, I think, left a lot to be desired. And it totally makes sense because there is a report within the last couple of weeks, M. Night was still working on the ending for this film. But overall, you guys, Old is a mixed bag for sure. It's just super, super strange. Just some of the things that happen in this film are just so weird. I was definitely entertained, and I'd probably watch it again. Overall, I'm going to give Old 2.75 macaroni salads out of 5. Let me know what you guys thought of Old in the comments down below. I greatly appreciate it. And I greatly appreciate it if you checked out my horror merch. This is my Everything Horror t-shirt right here. If you could go ahead and visit my merch site on TeePublic, Here is another shirt. This is my Horror Lives t-shirt. The material is great. I greatly appreciate it if you went and checked that out. Anyways, this is Everything Horror. We love to talk about everything horror. Take care, peeps.